Hey there. I'm here to share some updates about Prince Harry and the royals. And so, guess what? Prince Harry is hurrying back to be with his dad after he got news about his cancer diagnosis. Now, there's a big question floating around. Can the royals really trust Harry not to let them down this time? Hey, everyone, let's give a Warm the King YouTube channel. So, I'm sure most of you already know the latest buzz king, Charles, has been diagnosed with cancer. Let me tell you about the statement released from Buckingham Palace during the King's recent hospital visit for a different health issue. Some follow up tests, they found out about the cancer. Now, the King has started his treatment plan, and his doctors advised him to take a break from public appearances for a while. But don't worry, he'll still be taking care of state affairs and official paperwork during this time. And of course, he's grateful for the quick help from his medical team thanks to his recent hospital visit. He's feeling positive about his treatment and can't wait to get back to his full duties soon. He decided to share his diagnosis to stop any rumors in hopes it helps people understand more about cancer. This news isn't just hard for the King's family, but for fans of the British monarchy worldwide. It's heartbreaking for everyone affected by cancer. Now, everyone's wondering, what happens next? Who's going to step up to help with the King's duties? Especially when there are already so few working royals. It's really sad, and it's tough that Prince Harry isn't there to lend a hand. Reports say he's flying in to be with his dad after everything that's happened, but he can't just jump into royal duties right now. Naturally, lots of people are guessing that this might be the moment when Prince Harry finally makes peace with his family. There's an article in the Daily Mail by M. Callahan saying how tough it must have been for Harry to hear about Charles's cancer while he's far away, flying back home. Could this be the beginning of a heartwarming reunion in the royal family? Rian thinks so. Despite Harry's past doubts about his role in the royal family, the upsetting news about King Charles' cancer diagnosis shows just how important Harry is to his family now. According to her, Harry is needed by his family more than. It's a moment that's stirring up a lot of emotions. People are hopeful that this could be a turning point for Prince Harry and his family, a chance for healing and reconciliation. After all, hearing such distressing news about a loved one can often bring people closer together. Moraine's perspective sheds light on the significance of family bonds, especially during challenging times. Despite any past disagreements or doubts, the gravity of the situation emphasizes Prince Harry's importance within the royal family. It's a reminder that family support and unity are crucial no matter the circumstances. As Prince Harry rushes back home to be with his father during this difficult period, many are watching with bated breath, hoping for a positive outcome and a renewed sense of unity within the royal family. Honestly, part of me wants to say that Harry isn't essential to his family anymore after what he's put them through. But when I think about the reality of the situation, I have to admit that if Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had stayed on as working royals, remained loyal, and cared about more than just themselves, they could have been a big help. Currently, it's said that Prince William is taking on some of his father's duties while he's unwell. And I'm not even sure if Prince William is ready to return to work yet, considering he's still concerned about Catherine, who's recovering at home. We still don't know what type of cancer the king has been diagnosed with, but the fact that it's not prostate cancer doesn't sound promising. Hopefully, it's been caught early enough to be treated effectively, but we must also face the possibility that the king might not be able to continue his reign. He may have to pass the throne to William. It's a tough situation to grapple with. The uncertainty surrounding the king's health adds to the weight of the situation. We all hope for the best, that the medical team can tackle the cancer swiftly and effectively, but there's also a sense of realism that we can't ignore. The thought of the king possibly stepping down from his role is daunting. It would mean significant changes within the royal family and the monarchy as a whole. Prince William may find himself thrust into a new position sooner than expected, with all the responsibilities and challenges that come with it. It's a sobering reminder of the fragility of life and the inevitability of change. The royal family, like any other, must navigate through difficult times with strength and resilience. And as we await updates on the king's condition, We can only hope for the best outcome for him and his loved one. If you ask me, stepping down might not be such a bad idea. Cancer is tough on anyone, even a king. Staying in that demanding role while battling the illness would only add more stress. Right now, the priority should be on his health and well being. Well, it depends on what type of cancer it is and how long the recovery might take. But honestly, I wouldn't blame him if he decided to pass the torch to William. The pressures of the job could be overwhelming, especially during such a challenging time. It's important to prioritize health above all else. Dealing with cancer is already a massive challenge, and trying to manage the responsibilities of being king on top of that could be too much to handle. If Charles decides that stepping down is the best option for him and his family, it would be a brave and understandable choice. After all, his well being should come first, and with Prince William ready to step up, there's reassurance that the monarchy will continue to be in capable hands. Ultimately, what matters most is, the king's health and comfort. Whatever decision he makes, it will be supported with understanding and respect. It's sad that he's waited his whole life for this role, but I believe it's crucial for him to be realistic and prioritize his well-being. And he's quite fortunate that William is next in line. Just think about the chaos we'd face if Harry were the heir instead of William. Can't even bear to imagine that scenario. The royal family is dealing with a significant challenge right now as they're understaffed. Maureen Callahan reported in the Daily Mail, this newly reorganized monarchy has been hit hard with its top members. The king, who has been reigning for just over a year, and the future queen, their brightest star, both unable to carry out their duties. William has postponed all his commitments to support Kate during her recovery, while Charles, who started treatment on Monday, has cleared his schedule. Surely Camilla will stand by his side in the coming days and weeks. It's a tough time for the monarchy, and undoubtedly even tougher for Harry. It's uncertain what will happen with Camilla's public responsibilities in the coming weeks and possibly months. I truly hope she can be there for her husband because she's his rock, his main support. But then who will step in to fulfill her duties alongside Catherine and William, with the king unable to undertake any tasks right now and Edward also stepping back for a bit? It leaves Sophie to handle all engagements alone, which just isn't feasible. As for Harry, well, imagine he's not doing too well right now. He's probably feeling a lot of regret because he was far away when he got the news. It must have been really tough for him to hear such sad news from a distance. His absence, along with Archie and Lily's, must be deeply felt back home. Charles has only met Lily once during the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, which makes it even more poignant. The palace has confirmed that Charles spoke to each of his sons about his diagnosis personally, and then Harry announced he's flying back to London immediately. I'm relieved to hear that Charles personally informed Harry about his diagnosis. Otherwise, Harry might have complained endlessly about feeling excluded, having learned about it through the news rather than directly. But, of course, Harry would never admit that his own behavior and actions caused the situation. It seems unlikely that Meghan will be joining Harry and flying back to London at this time, and thank goodness for that. The last thing Charles needs right now is any added stress from Meghan's presence. And regarding their children, well, if they truly exist and Harry and Meghan have custody of them, why can't Harry bring them to England? It seems Meghan won't allow him to bring their children to England. Meghan has stated that she'll never return to the UK, as mentioned in the Daily Mail piece by Maureen Callahan. One might sense some cautiousness about welcoming Meghan back, considering Charles walked her down the aisle. However, I strongly disagree with that notion. I don't believe Meghan would be welcomed back. And why should she be? She's made it crystal clear that she despises the royals and everything they represent. She's the one who ought Harry away from his family, even though he agreed to go with her. But if he hadn't married her, I doubt any of this would have happened. What's happening right now is a real lack of working royals. So Maureen writes, could this window long shut to Harry be slightly ajar? What an opportunity this might be. What a comforting presence Harry and his children could provide to the king as he undergoes treatment. What a gift he and William could give their ailing father if they could find their way to some rapprochement. Their relationship might never be the same again, of course, but that could be a good thing, or at least a more honest one. Now, I don't believe that Harry should ever have the opportunity to be a working royal again. Absolutely not. Not after everything he has said about his home country, not after the way he's treated the monarchy in general. But at the same time, I do believe that reconciliation is important. I do hope that Harry can find some way to make peace with his family, even if he never resumes public duties again. Of course, I'm sure his father would love to have him there. Would love to see his sons getting along. Again, Reconciliation Maureen Callahan goes on to write a reconciliation. Doesn't mean they have to go deep. If they can find a way to come back together, it would be greater than any title or castle or inheritance, especially for their children who have no relationship as cousins, and specifically for Harry's children who have little relationship to their most incredible and historic lineage. A brotherly reconciliation, she writes, would ensure the future of the monarchy itself. Of course, we can't know what Harry is thinking. We're unsure if he plans to return to be with his father permanently. We don't even know how long he intends to stay during this trip. However, I sincerely hope he won't fly back hastily as he did after his father's coronation. I truly hope he takes the time to stay in England and be with his family, especially his ailing father. If not, then he's even more disappointing than I thought. At a time like this, Harry shouldn't hold on to any perceived grievances. It's time to let go of the past, acknowledge his mistakes, and find a way to move forward with his family. Harry should be grateful that he still holds the title of Duke of Sussex, and he's to recognize that it's all thanks to his father's decision to keep it that way. According to Robert Jobson's biography, there were discussions at the highest level about stripping Harry of his title, but Charles refused, showing enduring love for his son. Charles has repeatedly made it clear that the door is always open for Harry to return. It's up to Harry to realize that it's time to make amends. He needs to stop his and Meghan's behavior that has caused so much strife for years now. Unfortunately, I don't see much hope for reconciliation as long as Harry is still married to Meghan. Perhaps it's time for them to consider getting a divorce, admitting they made a mistake, and finding peace with their family. As Maureen Callahan points out, there's never been a better time for a royal reconciliation than now. Prince Harry isn't just needed. He's truly wanted. Let's hope Harry recognizes how crucial he is and how much he can contribute to his family and his country if he chooses to do so. Callahan clearly sympathizes with Harry. Personally, I find it hard to muster much sympathy for him. While I understand the difficult situation he and his family are in, Harry must realize that the reason he's not as close to his family as he'd like is because of his and Meghan's action. It's because of their decision to leak royal secrets. They spread hurtful lies about the royal family, even accusing them of racism. Despite Harry's claims that his family didn't welcome Meghan properly, after everything he and Meghan have done, he can't possibly still believe he's in the right and the royal family is wrong. It's like revenge on his own family. We've seen the docuseries, read the book, heard the interviews, and even Endgame by Omi Scobie. If that's not enough, then what is? It's time for Harry and Meghan to stop their relentless attacks, and it's time for Harry to apologize and try to support his family for once. It's evident that not all journalists covering the royals share the same sympathy towards Harry as Maureen Callahan does. Let's take a different perspective from Michael Cole, a renowned royal commentator. According to the headline, Michael Cole takes swipe at Prince Harry as he returned to support King Charles. Not before time, Cole seems to suggest that Harry's announcement of his return to the UK to support King Charles is long overdue. Additionally, he mentioned that he believes the king had nothing to lose and a lot to gain by sharing his health updates with the country. I completely agree with Michael Cole that King Charles made the right decision by sharing his health updates with the country. I truly admire King Charles' openness and honesty regarding his health issues, from his prostate enlargement to now his cancer diagnosis. It shows that the king genuinely cares for his citizens and wants them to prioritize their health. By leading by example, he encourages others to take their health seriously and face difficult issues with hope for recovery. I've seen many people reach a certain age and stop going to the doctor out of fear of what they might hear. King Charles' openness sets a great example of how to confront health challenges while maintaining hope for a positive outcome. Many people avoid visiting the doctor because they fear receiving bad news about their health. As a result, they allow problems to worsen until they become unavoidable. By the time they seek medical help, it's often too late for effective treatment. The cycle can be like a death sentence. Personally, I believe it's commendable that the king is promoting responsibility for one's own health. Michael Cole also noted that for the king and the royal family to embrace openness about health issues is a positive step. In the past, the word cancer was met with fear, but now people are becoming more willing to share their health struggles. This change brings comfort to many and deserves praise. He believed if King Charles were to hide his health issues, it wouldn't reflect well. By being open about his condition, he's taking the country along on his journey even at the age of 75. We always knew his reign wouldn't be exceptionally long. And I think he has everything to gain and nothing to lose by including us all in this process. Hearing that Prince Harry is returning may seem overdue, but it's a sign that he's realized what truly matters in life and supporting the people you love most when they're in need. Harry missed a crucial opportunity to be there for his grandmother during her final days, despite her repeated invitations to visit her at Balmoral. He couldn't seem to find the time. It seems Harry is starting to understand the importance of being present for family members. There's no better time than the present, as procrastination only leads to regrets. I'm relieved to hear that Harry has already flown back to England, or at least that he left immediately after receiving the news. Perhaps being with his father will prompt him to do better, as he must surely feel regret for leaving things unresolved with his grandmother. While I was in the middle of creating this video, I stumbled upon an update from the Daily Mail Online. Prince Harry is currently on his way back to London to visit his father, the Duke of Sussex, who is battling cancer. The Duke has left flood-hit Montecito and is flying to be with his father after Charles called him and William to share the news of his diagnosis over the phone. According to a source close to Harry mentioned in the Mail Online report, he immediately decided to return to the UK as soon as possible to support his father. Experts believe Harry's swift return to Britain highlights the seriousness of the king's condition. Prior, the office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex confirmed the Duke had spoken with his father about his diagnosis and will be traveling to the UK to visit him in the coming days. Jenny Bond is expressing hope that King Charles's cancer diagnosis will lead to a reconciliation with Harry, but I remain skeptical. I believe it all hinges on Harry's attitude, and there's still no word yet on whether he'll spend time with his brother William and sister-in-law Catherine. Experts like public relations expert Jane Owen are speculating on what might happen between the brothers. I hope everyone adopts a stance of forgiveness until his dad heals. It's only fair and appropriate for everyone to focus on getting Harry to his father's side as quickly as possible. I agree with Jane. She makes a valid point. I believe William, being a level-headed and mature man, will do what's right. He'll likely be willing to set aside any past grievances temporarily to ensure Harry gets to where he needs to be by his father's side. I may anticipate we'll witness a similar display to what we saw at the Queen's funeral. Remember how William and Catherine invited Harry and Meghan to join them on the walkabout? And while part of it may have been to avoid Harry and Meghan doing their own walkabout, it also demonstrated William's ability to rise above in times of crisis. Jane Owen also expresses hope that this situation could be an opportunity for the brothers to mend their relationship. She acknowledges that mistakes have likely been made on both sides, but emphasizes that family is irreplaceable. Owen highlights the importance of realizing what we have when faced with the fear of losing loved ones. This heightened awareness of priorities can encourage letting go of feuds. She concludes by noting the fragility and brevity of life, suggesting that this realization may be all one needs to reconcile. Owen speculates that the princes may be particularly feeling the absence of their mother at this time, which could also facilitate their reconnection. I sincerely hope that this will be the turning point that Harry and his family desperately need. My prayers are with the king for a full recovery and a swift return to public duties. I also pray that Harry doesn't use this time to criticize his family again or sell information about them to the highest bidder. Additionally, I fervently hope that Meghan Markle doesn't feel compelled to come to the UK, as I believe it's the last thing the king and the rest of the family need right now. For now, I'll continue to pray for King Charles, Catherine, and the entire family as they navigate this incredibly challenging situation. I truly hope that Harry has his priorities in order. As an AI language model, I don't have personal opinions. However, I can provide insights based on the information provided. King Charles's diagnosis is undoubtedly serious, given Prince Harry's immediate response to return home. It's commendable that Harry is prioritizing being by his father's side during this difficult time, which suggests he's doing the right thing. Your patience during any potential delay in video uploads due to your vacation is greatly appreciated, and I'm sure your viewers will understand. Thank you for your dedication, and I hope you have a wonderful time with your family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for future updates. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next videos.